Normally at this time we jump right into our wrestler of the week, but I think we're gonna preempt that with just kind of closing out the SummerSlam NXT Takeover weekend, because obviously the standings will reflect things that happened last weekend. So let's start with SummerSlam. Is there anything in particular that you guys want to talk about from the shows? Charlie says, "Fuck Petey Williams for creating the most overused move in wrestling history." I don't remember Petey Williams inventing the super kick, but maybe I'm not up on my wrestling history. Although the Destroyer is definitely overused for sure. Oh, good God, Devin. Woo!
I just have a question in regards to the text you have on the bottom of the screen.
Yes. Love it. Love it.
Have I said anything about him for like the last 6-7 minutes of the podcast?
You have failed to acknowledge him, though.
You didn't. No.
You have not acknowledged him.
Cool.
I don't have
a towel.
Continue.
I don't have a towel in here.
You're not an Uso either.
But I go hard in the paint.
Well, hard somewhere.
Hey now.
Every so often when I can find it. Why am I coming?
So yeah, we should really talk about the barn burner of a match.
There's way too much here.
That Alexa Bliss and Eva Marie had at SummerSlam.
Do we have to?
I would rather spend time talking about the hot new debuting character that arrived at SummerSlam.
Oh.
I believe they never really said his name, but I believe his name is Bjork Lesnarson. Because there was a legit Viking man who
isn't that Parker Bordeaux fella?
I think. Oh, that might be.
That might be Parker we saw.
It might be. Yeah, that may have not actually been who they thought it was.
That might. I think it's Bjork Lesnarson. Whoever that guy is, he looks really like Brock Lesnar.
Do you know who he dresses like? Dean Ambrose.
A little bit.
He does kind of dress like Dad Ambrose.
What's going on?
All I know is that this Bjork Lesnarson, he looks like the guy who would have bullied every Brock Lesnar he went to school with.
Yes.
Like he ran the lunch money. Like
Charlie says, I think it was Hammerstone.
Oh, that could have been Jakob Hammerstone.
It could be. He looks like a guy Big Jim would drunkenly say to, "Hey, nice ponytail." And then all of Jim's friends would have to make sure Jim didn't get his ass kicked.
And
by
Jim
that
would
fella.
Now just so you know.
Jim would wake up to a bunch of AOL instant messages the next morning saying, "Dude, you really need to watch what you say to people when you're drunk."
Now, I believe this is also the same guy who would have doubled down and been like, "Hey, nice tramp stamp." But
maybe,
yeah,
perhaps,
maybe, perhaps.
Is tramp stamp offensive in 2021? I never got confirmation on that.
I don't know if we're being.
Is it offensive to people with tattoos or offensive to tramps?
That's a good question too.
Because it's like you can't call a sleeveless t-shirt that is cut in a specific way. So the A-line tank top, you cannot call it a beater,
a blank beater,
an egg beater.
I also don't think you can call it
right because sometimes they're just your girlfriend,
right? Like you can't call it an Italian t-shirt either, right?
Right,
Russ Vitale can.
The t-shirt, the shirt doesn't have hands to speak with.
A gabagoo!
Because they're
shut up with your face.
It's like growing up, I knew them as wife beaters. I also knew them as guinea tees. You can't say those anymore. So what is it? An A shirt? Is that what
It's
they're
an
called?
A shirt, I guess. DeWiki, no. What they did is Jacob Hammerstone and Jakob Hammermeyer did the Dragon Ball Z fusion dance, and that's Bjork Lesnarson.
I have no idea who that is.
You need to like watch something else.
Hey,
like,
hey,
there's wrestling out there.
hey! I watch Dynamite and Rampage. What else do you want from me?
Okay, congratulations. You watch Nitro and Thunder. Okay, cool.
Charlie says, y'all remember when WWECW crowd Lance Archer? I don't remember that.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
a lot of the WWECW stuff I wasn't there for.
Do me a favor. Go back and watch some of it.
Yeah, so just some of it.
Just some of it.
I watched a watch along with these guys from the Final Wrestling Place,
Ooh.
which is this really cool podcast because they were actually in the crowd for one of the WWECW shows.
They were, weren't they?
They were, and I seen them because they pointed out where they were, so I seen them.
Yeah, there was a guy.
yeah,
There was,
I think I would like MLW. I do like. Are they still just on YouTube? I honestly don't know.
they're on MLW. Or not MLW. They're effing MLW. Shut the hell up, Tim. They're on BN.
I don't see. That's what I don't have that.
Well, maybe if you traded in your Peacock network for BN.
I don't pay for the cock.
Don't we wish we all did?
That's a soundbite. Might as well just
Go ahead and just write that down.
stay up 27.50.
Oh, they're on Vice. You have Vice?
Oh, I definitely have Vice. All right, well then I'll check that out. I need to.
Saturdays at noon. You're either watching football or you're like getting ready to come back from like the golf course.
All right, so Vice, MLW. I have so many notes on this page already. This is unbelievable.
He doesn't have Dish. He's got Verizon.
Where's my goddamn? Now I lost my mouse pointer. Oh, there it is.
It's the one that looks like an arrow.
I got four screens. I'm running everything off the new computer now.
Oh, Big Jim Ryan is dead.
Ryan's dead. Where'd Ryan go?
He's got
maybe he's going to find that cherry whiskey. He's tired of our shit already.
He's like, oh my god, you're talking about wrestling.
Work part of the BDK.
Who's the worst part of the BDK?
Is Bjork?
Yes, Bjork is a part of the BDK. It's actually Tursus.
Okay.
Maybe he ate Aries. Yes, he did. It's actually Unmasked Tursus. That's who debuted.
There we go.
Welcome back.
That makes more sense. Welcome home, Ryan. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, no, I just kept getting booted from my Wi-Fi.
Yikes.
Well, that's never good.
No
Just
bueno.
repeatedly. I signed on, flashed, and signed off. I don't know.
Strange.
We'll see.
Strange times. We'll keep it going. It's still
Are we
better.
still talking about how good WWE is?
We were talking about Bjork Lesnarson. I don't know if you've heard of
Yeah,
him.
I don't know who that. We haven't quite gotten to my love affair for.
Is Bjork Lesnarson the one that came back and destroyed Bianca Belair in 20 seconds?
Close.
Oh, wow.
Was that who that was?
No,
No.
that was actually Conor McGregor.
Was it? Okay.
That was Conor.
I mean, really kicked her lass.
she so Conor
She
came in
still
there.
did that?
She did a proper number 12 on her.
Can we? All right. Can we talk about that?
Bing bang boom.
I'd
What the
love
fuck
to.
just happened?
I would love to.
Let me preface anything I will say by I did not like the way they did this.
Yes.
I did not
Here
like
comes the
way,
butt.
No, I did not like the way they did the match. If we want to call whatever that thing 26-second thing was a match. I can kind of see what they're doing with it or the purpose to it. I still don't like it. Like, I get that, like, you know, it was going to be Sasha and then it was going to be Carmella and everybody was mad. And then Becky returns and everybody's happy Becky's back. And like Bianca's there. Hi, it's D Nice. Hi, D Nice.
Where's Jake Quellen?
And then so like for Bianca, it's like She's prepared to face Sasha, and then it's Carmella. Now it's a returning Becky. So like you're a little overwhelmed in the moment, but you're fighting
So
champion.
overwhelmed.
You're going to take on the challenge, and then you go for the handshake. You get duped. You get popped. The quote unquote match. Hated the way it was booked, and it wasn't even pulled off well. Like it was the worst rock bottom I've ever seen. Or
Because
whatever,
it was the manhandle slam.
right, whatever they're calling it. So like I get it. I get what they're doing. I didn't like the way it was done though.
I also have my qualms about how it all went down. It is I definitely drew a comparison between this and AEW with the return of Phil from Chicago.
Okay.
We all knew that Becky Lynch was coming. Like we didn't know when she was going to show up, but we knew Becky was on the come up. She was ready to come back and do some stuff.
Sure.
You're
Just
banned
like-
from saying the word "come" anymore. I can't even hear it without hearing your fucking sound drops.
Well, you need to come here.
Becky
You-
Lynch was coming. I can't not hear it.
Why am I coming? So you need to bring that up to your host to take all of those dirty, nasty, out of context sound clips off the board.
My nuts on it.
I will bet my nuts on it. I will still bet my nuts on it. So Phil from Chicago returns to wrestling at AEW. Worst kept secret. Everybody knows he's going to be there. See,
Correct.
I didn't use the other word. The show he's supposed to return at, they just give it to us right away. There's no like him and Han. It's Cult of Personality. Here comes, I have to say that, here comes CM Punk.
Right.
On SummerSlam, though, we get Bianca, then an announcement that her opponent's not here, and an announcement of who her opponent is.
Mhm.
And they trot Carmella out to like crickets.
Carmelo Anthony, absolutely.
Carmella Anthony, yes. And then Becky Lynch shows up and beats up Carmella, and they do the deal. It would have been so much better if you just don't bring Carmella out at all.
So if it was
Carmella is a non-factor in any of this. Like everything that dealt with Carmella made that segment drag. If they would have said,
yeah.
if they would have said that Sasha Banks is not in attendance, however, WWE officials Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce have named a replacement. Her opponent hit the music, crowd go banana. Here comes Becky. You can still get Bianca getting real hype in the ring. There's no fighting. There's no need for the mic time for
Right.
Becky to ask for the shot.
Because the
and-
match has already been made.
And then when you do the handshake and she pops her, it's more believable.
Okay. So your
And then
issue,
you can
your
literally
issue-
do. I also have an issue with the fact that it was 26 seconds and they really did Bianca dirty. But it's less dirty if Bianca has less time to prepare.
Gotcha.
See, at the time, the way it plays out, Bianca sees Becky Lynch come out, sees Becky Lynch beat up Carmella,
Mhm.
and they have an in-ring interaction setting up the match.
Right.
And then she gets caught with a forearm and a rock bottom.
I mean, because
I'm
she
not
was still
there.
going- she was still going for the handshake, and she got caught with the uppercut or the forearm or whatever it was. So like,
Ah.
But
and like,
haven't we seen this with Bianca Belair before? Like we saw the moments with like Bianca and Sasha at Mania where it almost was like the stage Bianca is on is too big for Bianca to be there. And I think that hurts Bianca Belair. Seeing another superstar return, and Bianca is just so giddy, she loses her championship in 20-some seconds. That's not a good look.
I don't think she lost because she was giddy. I think the what they were trying to pull
They'll
off.
prepare. She's the champion.
All right, but this is where I don't think I don't think it was well executed.
The story they told does not match the story they are going to tell.
Like
The story they told was Bianca got caught with her hands down and lost in 26 seconds. The story they're going to tell is Becky Lynch played dirty pool,
mhm.
got what she wanted, and they're going to run her heel.
Yes.
But that's not the story I saw on Saturday.
It wasn't. I could see it. It wasn't executed well. It wasn't
No.
and that's the problem. It wasn't. I don't think, Ryan, at least to me, it wasn't that Bianca was overwhelmed by the moment. It was she sees the man who, is in kayfabe land a good guy, and so
Good guys and bad guys.
so she extended the hand for the handshake, and she gets caught. Now she's dazed. She got hit
After
on the-
that good guy has said, I want to challenge you for the championship.
Well, yeah, but
So she's still prepared.
no, because if you look at a Ring of Honor match, when you have two honorable, the old days, you have two honorable superstars, you shake hands and then you start the
Yeah.
match. That's what they were going for. Bianca's a good guy. Becky's a good guy. We shake hands, then we fight. Becky, turned the tide. I'm gonna play dirty pool.
So you saw the heel thing the whole time.
I saw
Unlike
that,
what Tim was saying.
I saw that's what they were going for. I also don't think it was executed well.
Okay.
And to me, that's the problem. I can understand people upset that it was a 26-second match. I'm not happy that it was a 26-second match. However, if we get the proper story told coming out of this, then I can rest a little bit easier with what happened at SummerSlam with hindsight.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, bro kick done. This was a little bit different, but I get how she caught her. I get that.
Right.
I don't know. It's just dirty.
It wasn't executed well.
Don't like it.
Agree. I do agree with Tim. The Carmella stuff wasn't necessary and took time. There was definitely a lot of filler on SummerSlam.
For sure.
And which is weird because the first
This
couple
was the weak SummerSlam.
Yeah, we'll get to the overall grade, but it definitely, but looking at the opening, I mean, up until match 9, everything was under 13 and a half minutes. Well, no, Damian Priest and Sheamus went 13:50. Everything was under 14 minutes till match 9. But it still felt long. There was still a lot of stuff. You didn't need Tiffany Haddish announcing the nationwide champion, national champion. I didn't need AC Slater. There was just a lot of things I didn't need on the show. But they just didn't execute the uppercut, rock bottom, or manhandle slam, or whatever they're calling it. Well, so I again, but right away I went, oh, Becky's a heel now. I saw that right away. I don't necessarily get why you need to turn a returning Becky Lynch heel. But and I don't know, maybe she wants to be heel. Maybe she's done everything she can currently as a face with the man character. But
where does this leave Sasha?
I mean, she'll get back in the scene.
Maybe you can have more than one heel, sure.
Yeah, but the interesting thing now, and this makes it even more unfortunate as we head towards Survivor Series Survivor Series time, that all 4 horsewomen are currently heel now, and Bayley is hurt. That really makes the Bayley injury suck even more because they're all heel now, which I don't think we ever had at the same time before. the easily I should was Edge Seth Rollins easily match of the night for SummerSlam? You know, you have Roman Cena as match of the night, Tim?
I do, because
Okay.
it doesn't deliver what it doesn't deliver in match quality. It delivers on the spectacle.
Okay.
The only problem I have with the match really is they really tried to nail home that John Cena only needed a 3 count. And
Okay.
Cena went for a lot of quick pins. And I think that they might have gone to the well maybe 2 times too often in the beginning of the match.
Okay.
If you spread out those flash pins throughout the match, like do one in the beginning of the match, you get a 1 count. Then you do 1 to counter like a Samoan drop in the middle and
Sure.
get 2. And then you hit the AA and you get 2.5.
Yeah, I did.
Or
I
you
did
hit
like that.
Superfu and you get
There
I
was
did-
like a small package, right? Like a John Cena Roman Reigns small package.
there was multiple.
Yeah, there was multiple.
There was
A couple
schoolboys,
schoolboys,
Roll
right?
up, Schoolboy.
small package.
But I liked that part of that because you know the Roman kept telling us over and over John Cena's like 5 moves missionary. It's the same John. It's the same John, and like Cena really didn't do anything that different, which I thought played into the story. And all Cena had to do was get that 3. And there was a couple of points where I actually thought that he was going to win, and like so because Friday night, and I really thought it was dumb that you added that stipulation. I think it's dumb on AEW's end that Jericho MJF is added a similar situation stipulation to Jericho the fifth labor part 2. But like when Roman said that, I'm like, why? Like you've now showed your hand. Like we now see what the end of the but there was definitely points to their credit that I thought they were going to hit 3 with Cena, and like the problem there is so Cena wins, then when Roman comes back, then you just have a meaningless stipulation. You know, it's Savage Warrior. You know, it's that situation all over again. So I don't like those stipulations. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna retire. We've all seen that game before,
And that was really just of arrogance from
I
Roman
guess.
Reigns. Like
I guess.
he will not only lose his championship, he will retire, and Cena has nothing on the line. So to Tim's point, that I think made Cena go to that well a ton. But at the same time, the name of the game in any match is a 3 count. Or you know, so why wouldn't a wrestler try that more often than not?
Oh, sure. I mean, how many times do you see? You know, you just see a body slam. You know, and more, I think you saw it more when we were younger. But like, you know, a power slam early in the match and a quick cover, and
Right.
you hope you catch a guy. My match of the night I thought was Edge and Rollins, and like it was it formulaic to what Edge has been doing since his return, sure, but to me that formula works. Maybe I got all hopped up on the Brood music because like how good is the fight? Like when he hit that on Friday, I immediately went, man, I forgot how good that theme was.
Did that even rank when we did our theme thing?
I don't think it did.
That's a shame.
Or no, I think somebody had it. I think somebody might have nominated it into the tournament, but I think it may have
But
got
it did not. It fizzled out.
Yeah, I don't think it. Which I'm like now I'm sitting here. I'm like, man, how did that not go further? Like, and maybe it's just that they caught me on a surprise nostalgia because I didn't see it. I didn't see it
Sure.
coming. But that was my match of the night. Overall for SummerSlam, my match grade for the show brought it to a C. It didn't, to me, that show didn't even feel like a C. To me, that show felt more C minus D plus. Like Lesnar returning was cool. I didn't expect that to happen. So do you think, because I think Becky was a result of Sasha. Do you guys think Brock was a result of CM Punk bringing Brock back at SummerSlam?
I think that it's a happy coincidence.
Okay.
Like, especially when they announced after Becky Lynch's match that they're going back to Saudi Arabia in October.
Okay.
It makes sense that Brock is back.
Okay.
And it also makes sense the non-finish for Goldberg and Lesnar. Or
Bobby!
Lashley.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that is your Super Saiyan show, Crown Jewel, double main
scares
event.
me, which scares me. Like
Right.
That should.
That scares me. That feels like that we're gonna see a title change at
Unless
Crown Jewel.
you remove the strap from this guy beforehand.
Well,
And you just have those
Extreme
two
Rules.
those two boys battle it out over in the sand.
So who do you move it to, though? And we'll get to this later because I think we'll put this on the sidebar. But I think WWE has a major top of the card problem, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be a real good topic. I agree.
But yeah, I had this show at a C. It felt worse than that.
To answer your question about Brock, I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think the worst kept secret was the worst kept secret about CM Punk on Friday night. And AEW was smart for doing it because, quite frankly, that return overshadowed the entire SummerSlam card because it was the SummerSlam card did not deliver.
Yeah.
It was a C. I mean, if you're going to talk C as average, this was a below average SummerSlam. If you take all the SummerSlams, this one ranks near the bottom. So yeah, a below average SummerSlam. The Brock Lesnar bit, it brought it up a bit, but I don't think it's going to move the needle. Not to use that phrase, but move it to a different grade level. You know, there was nothing on this card that outshined CM Punk returning Friday night.
Yeah. And that's something I said when Tim and I went live on Saturday afternoon is there. I don't think there was anything WWE could do that was going to overshadow that moment. That was an all-time moment.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah. I don't,
right?
You know, am I happy Brock's back? Sure. Am I happy that he didn't cut the ponytail? Absolutely. Am I happy that it looks like we're getting a baby face Brock Lesnar to counter? And Paul Heyman, how good was Paul Heyman in that return?
You could have stopped the sentence after how good is Paul
How
Heyman.
good is Paul Heyman? But right, like I can't wait to see where this goes. And I hope they let it breathe. Like we don't need Brock Roman at Extreme Rules.
Nope.
That's a Survivor Series. That's a Royal Rumble. Like this is a story. Because I think I saw a report today. Lesnar has 8 matches on this new deal. He signed
8 matches, year and a half.
So you have room to let things breathe, but you want 8.
So you're assuming Sansa time is 1.
Probably. It feels like a thing, which I still don't get in a surging pandemic why we're going to Saudi Arabia, but that's another topic for another week, I think.
Well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Devin has
could Daniel Bryan coming back have moved? Not really, because he's in he was, you know what I mean? He's just returning. Adam Cole coming up doesn't do it. Even if they brought back Bray Wyatt that quick.
I think Daniel Bryan potentially, and Devin had the show at a B-. I think that's high, but
well, he graded it really well. So.
High kicking, cleaning Tim's clock. If Daniel Bryan would have came back, I think it would have had a.
It doesn't outshine CM Punk.
It doesn't outshine CM Punk, but I think it grabs the attention of the wrestling world because I think we all assume at this point that he's going AEW. So if he returns to WWE, I think there's an audible like, holy shit. didn't see that coming or whatever, however you want to describe it. But I think there's some surprise there because we all figure he's AEW bound,
Sure.
as Punk's promo last night somewhat gave away. And like, here's the deal. I'm not even.
Did you see Punk's Instagram? He posted
No.
a picture of the handshake
Oh, nice.
of him and Daniel Bryan from Ring of Honor.
So
Just
like,
the handshake. You don't see the bodies. It's a great picture.
so again, I like, this is like worst kept secret part 2. And I sent out a tweet last night, and it was the clip of him saying, they're doing the yes chant, and he's like, that's somebody else's shtick. You're gonna just be a little bit more patient. And I tweeted that clip, and I said, so are like surprises for the most part just not a thing anymore? And some people were like, well, they brought up TNT, how they were mad about Sting, and like, and it's not that I don't enjoy that. It was just merely kind of an observation. Now, we did have the Becky surprise, which we kind of knew was coming. We figured Brock was coming back at some point, but for the most part, we and maybe we're just too smart to the business. Like, we're too tuned in a way
That's
because
it.
of what we
That's
do. So like, but every week on Dynamite, they're going, wink, this is coming. Wink, we're doing
So
it.
why not lean into it? If
I
you're
guess.
AEW, you should lean into it. Be a little more patient. Does that mean this Friday? Does that mean next Wednesday? I guess I have to watch and find out. And when it doesn't happen on Wednesday and it doesn't happen on Friday, but the following Wednesday, Punk maybe writes DB on his sneakers. Oh, we're leaning into it a little bit more.
Right. That's been the fun because the AC BW, but apparently last week he had AC on one shoe, FC on the other, which is always Chicago, forever Chicago. But like, everybody just saw the picture of the AC, so they assumed Adam Cole. This week they assumed Bray Wyatt. It's fun. But we'll cover CM Punk stuff when we get to Wrestler of the Week, I'm sure. Let's look at NXT TakeOver here quick before the break. What did you guys? Is there anything particularly from this show that and again, maybe it's, and I feel like I say this every time there's a NXT UK title match on a TakeOver card. I go, I fucking love this match. And maybe it's because I don't watch NXT UK every week. Tim's gone. Tim's done. Because I feel like if I see that type of match every week, I don't know if it's that impactful to me. But I loved this match. I didn't expect Dragunov to win. Especially not tapping out Walter. That kind of caught me off guard. I thought he was going to snap his head clean off his neck. Like, that was a fantastic finish. But this match is on my matches of the year list.
Tim's very antsy today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there.
I love it. I love it. It's such a mystery.
There's some, but
where's the intern?
Edge, maybe he's looking for Mark. Edge and Rollins made my list. Is on my list.
Really? Okay. I didn't like it that much.
Now, do I think it's going to make the top 5 at the end of the year? I don't, but I added it to the list.
That's fair.
But Dragunov, Walter absolutely made is on the list. Any other thoughts from the card?
You're absolutely right for putting that match on your list, and I think that's what it is. I think at least you and I'm not sure for Tim, but the way Tim's acting, I don't think Tim watches very much NXT UK either. But when you see a Brit strong style match like this, it does stand out. When you watch for a WWE, AEW wrestling fan, when you watch something like a New Japan show or a New Japan match, it should feel different. It's a very different style of wrestling. So that does stick out on an American pay-per-view when you run a British style match like that. I loved it. I thought it was a great match. I thought this was slightly better than their one that they had in NXT UK.
Okay.
Tim, we're talking about Baby Huey.
I know. I've been listening.
Is that why you're getting all antsy over there?
No, I'm antsy because, so full disclosure, I had something super secret science jobby that I'm trying to print out, and I'm currently in the midst of a 60-minute Broadway with this printer. And he's winning. He's up like 7 falls to 0.
Yikes.
I'm over here. I'm dying. I'm just like, rest hold, headlock. I'm breathing. I'm just like, give me something, dude. Can you pull the ref?
Your printer's over there.
Ciao Bandini. Want to wrestle?
What a great movie.
Oh, such a good movie. I was very disappointed with Cole and Cool Kyle. That match disappointed the crap out of me.
Kyle who?
Cool Kyle. Where's the guy? Wait. Oh, there it is. Cool Kyle.
There it was.
That match disappointed the crap out of me. It the first fall was super quick. The second fall, the second fall was kind of cool. I thought O'Reilly's was just dead, and then so he came off the top, through the chairs, thought he's dead. Then he gets handcuffed to the top rope, and he's still I don't know. It just, and maybe it's just one of those things where we've seen it too much, where we've seen this story too many times, and for me, I expected it to be an NXT classic, and it wasn't. I'm not saying it was bad. It felt it under-delivered.
This felt main roster. The gimmicky parts of the match, it felt like it was something I would see on a WWE pay-per-view. And it wasn't an NXT classic at all. It didn't feel like an NXT match to me, unfortunately. And the bullshit, everything's changing NXT, whatever. Maybe that tainted my thought process.
Sure.
That's where my mind went. Oh, this feels main roster.
Yeah. It just, I'm happy Samoa Joe is your new NXT champion. But this show, great.
And that makes sense. They got rid of the Executioner down there and moved him up to the main roster.
Demolition Dagger.
I'm pissed.
Uh-oh. What's wrong?
You wanted the bondage gear and they gave it to Killer
I've been
Karrion
going
Kross?
60-minute Broadway trying to print this thing from my computer. I pull it up on my effing phone, and the shit just prints. Just prints. No problem. The computer that said it was offline for the last 30 minutes.
Prince.
Finn Balor. Done.
Prince
Prince.
Ayakea.
He also
Prince.
he thuds as well.
I'm pissed.
Balor and his club.
And, by the way, congrats to Karrion Kross for getting stuck with an albatross of a gimmick. Good luck saddling up with Mason T-Bar, you overrated scrub. Get out.
Yo.
Send him to hell. Congrats to Joey Samoa. The only non-related Samoan in all of wrestling.
How?
So all the other family is connected.
No.
And
No.
You have the Anawais.
And then the dancing
Joey
Samoans.
Samoa.
The dancing Samoan. He's a part of the dancing Samoans.
How do you have Karrion Kross
Yup.
with Scarlett the whole time in NXT? Lady Scarlett.
Mm-hmm.
As she was billed in a different company in a different time, the Smoke Show, right? As they're coming in, she's the Smoke Show. How do you have that package in the way that the entrance was presented and everything? She's got the big nails. She's got the latex bodysuit. She's got the crazy face paint. All of that with Karrion Kross. And then his 5 matches that he went 2-2-1 in on Monday Night Raw without her. And he just walks out. Doesn't even shave his head. He's got the shitty buzz cut like I have when I'm just too lazy to cut my hair. And then
Baron Corbin.
Right. He's got the Baron Corbin.
Bum ass Baron Corbin.
All right, get to Tim. His arm's going to go numb from holding this out here.
What do we...
The question is, or the answer is, what is I don't know?
Thank you.
There it is.
I
I thought that was the Vince McMahon pop you were going to hold up there.
God damn it, pal. She's too hot for you.
Like, so just disregarding, because like maybe we're just going to do something different on the main roster. But you have what looks like it's now his final match in NXT, defending his NXT title against Samoa Joe in this feud that has been a heater. And he comes out for this match. No Scarlett, no fanfare, no, like, he just kind of walks out like, oh, Cross, I'm carrying Cross, guys.
You know, you wanna get away from the feel of like what is it? Bow and kneel, that whole that kneel and bow.
Bow and pray.
Bow and pray. Just change his entrance music then, and get away from that whole thing, because it seems silly to not have that
Fall and pray.
Fall and pray. Is that what? Thank you, whoever watches wrestling more than I do, in the comments.
I'm like, no, that was just me. I'm like,
oh, that was you, right? I had read somewhere that we will probably see Scarlett back with Killer Karrion Kross while on the main roster.
Why?
Because much like the Undertaker and the Urn, something with Scarlett is like that to the Karrion Kross character.
But like, why now?
Boring.
Like
I don't get it.
They fuck now. Like they've killed it. He's dead.
He is dead.
Mike said, it kind of feels like Mike Awesome when he left ECW. The fans revolted on him. Yeah, like we saw the
That's
clip.
a great point.
And like, I mean, I get the point you said, because I tweeted out that I thought it was somewhat bad form of the NXT audience after the show.
Nope, love it.
When they were chanting Jeff Hardy and like booing him out of the place. Like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of bad form. But Ryan, you kind of had a point. You responded, well, that's what they did to him on Raw. Like, you know what I mean? Like, WWE kind of did this. They did this to him.
9:07. Jim admits Ryan finally made a point after podcasting on
For
the
7 years.
Show for 7 years.
Got
it.
But they and then he shows up on Raw with a Wayfair demolition mask and some shit ass suspenders. What? Tim, you're muted. I can't.
Why did you have to say it like that?
What, the Wayfair demolition?
Yes.
It's not a bad call.
It makes sense though.
It is. He looks like the Executioner from WCW NWO Revenge.
Yes, that's a great one as well. Like
64 bits of goodness.
Like, holy hell. And like, I get like the main roster Raw is different than NXT and SmackDown is different than NXT. But like, you've already had him on Raw, not with weird suspenders and the mask. So why now?
So you have,
and there's still no Scarlett.
That's true. That's probably the biggest one.
Like, you want to give me the stupid mask and the suspenders? Sure, but have her in something that
have her in nothing,
or that. But like, have her in something that ties the two, that tie it. What, like something that makes
bondage
sense.
You're not wrong, Jim.
Devin's not wrong either. He looked like he just came from the sex dungeon that he worked at. I don't get it.
I don't get it
like,
either. Devin, real quick, Devin, if you're still in the comments, has Tim acknowledged you yet? I'm just curious. You have not been acknowledged, or have?
Or is this WWE just figuring out that Karrion Kross is a charisma vacuum, and this is just going to be an easy way to take a.
But he always has been. This isn't new, and I'm not trying to say like that's a bad thing. But the Killer Kross gimmick wasn't over the top and very charismatic. Like, this is not anything really new to the guy Killer Karrion Kross.
He has not. That's
a shame. That's a shame.
Maybe
it's not like Kross is the smallest guy. Like, everybody's thinking NXT again changing, getting away from the little guys. Cross is 6'4". So in the land of WWE, he's not super tall. But Cross isn't the smallest fella.
No, but he doesn't look that big on the main roster.
On the main roster, correct.
NXT, he was big.
But like Johnny Gargano's short.
Yeah.
He's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
Cross isn't
NXT
necessarily that small.
And I mean, Undisputed Era guys are smaller guys, and Kushida, smaller guy. Like the
Cheater.
NXT is somewhat, or has been, maybe it's changing, land of the little guy. A bit, because they signed a lot of indie talent.
Right.
Cross is bigger than it, but I had NXT take over at a B-.
Ooh.
I feel like that's pretty fair. I feel like that's pretty fair. Any other thoughts on the weekend before we go to break?
I went in to take over the same mentality that I went in with SummerSlam. I feel like this was a less than average takeover. Nothing real special. So maybe the whole takeover and NXT thing does need a little kick in the ass, and get back to some of the early takeovers. So who knows what'll happen? It may be the last takeover that I really intended on enjoying. Who knows? I don't know. Just watch. You got to watch.
Exactly.
Did I watch this show? I didn't.
At least you're honest. I'm not shocked that you didn't. You were down. I'm actually surprised you watched as much SummerSlam as you did.
I watched a decent amount of the show. I'm fucking around. I really did.
Devin had it at a C.
We didn't ask.
Thank you.